Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. A little bit of a sweep week. Are the Dodgers feeling it? Braves, Yankees are back, Trev. Let's talk ball then. That's a good time to talk it.
Brenton, Doyle.
Lefty hanger. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, presented to you by SeatGeek, code Talkin10. My name is Jake Ronald Storielli, born on my Uncle Ronnie's birthday. Trevor Plouffe is out in Kalanasty. BBD on the 1s, 2s, and 3s. We're post-deadline. It's August. Your team is set, unless there's some prospect we don't know about. What was that guy's name? Michael McGreevy? St. Louis. Call him up. Send him down. Don't care that you pitched well. Trev, you know I'm running a little hot today. I got my Hot Boy shirt on. Spent way too much time in our warehouse yesterday. Blitzball game to 100. So I'm shooting from the hip today. How are you doing?
I kind of love that for you. You kind of always shoot from the hip, for being honest here. If you would have been born on your uncle, like Vladimir's birthday, were you going to be Jacob Vladimir Storielli? Like, it didn't matter whose birthday it was?
I was supposed to be Jake Charles after a grand...
I like Jake Charles.
Right?
JC? Okay.
I mean, I kind of look like a JC right now.
You do.
Not the
JC
JC.
Story?
Not the JC. A JC.
You kind of look like the JC.
I didn't want... I mean, now that you said it.
We're talking about Jesus, right?
I mean, yeah. 1-1.
If Jesus got a bad haircut.
Basically. Ooh, okay. Okay, gonna be like that.
Yeah.
Bobby WItt, basically.
Nobody knows what Jesus looked like.
Yeah, I mean, when you dive into it, it's more and more like he probably looks like a version of Jesus that a lot of the Deep South might. Anyways, what are you up to, Trev? You did handyman stuff yesterday?
I got a screwdriver right here. I was like garbage disposal, like the thing that makes your toilet flush, like installing light fixtures, and I was all over the place. But it ended with a good reward for me, as I let you know before the show. So sometimes, Jake, when you just take care of business, and you work a hard day's work of handyman / stuff with your hands, makes you feel pretty good. Usually I'm just working with this thing up here, this brain.
That's Stanford.
Sometimes you gotta get the hands dirty.
That's Stanford education, putting that to work. Instead, use those caveman hands that you and Marshall have. Trev, it's dog day season, bro. It's August.
It is.
We're here. And I'm excited to see we've got, for a week or two there, a lot of the big boys were having a bad time. Phillies still are. Braves might be finding a way out. Red Sox, Yankees. And know who's got the best record in the AL? Chris Rose's Guardians. What? Do we need to respect them?
Dude, they're ridiculous.
I think we need to respect them more. And then, I teased it a little bit in the National League. The Snakes and the Fathers have kind of like arrived. And the Dodgers, who we normally get bored by their good. Like, what's the Mookie Betts clock at? Like, the Dodgers, don't let those teams get closer.
Dodgers are hurting. They need a lot of people back, but you're right. I mean, everyone goes through it. And the way that the Padres are playing right now, the moves that they made, the way the Diamondbacks have surged in, the month of July was ridiculous. I'm happy, dude. This is what we want.
Yeah, a little bit. The wild cards are fun. The last AL wild card team right now looks like, it's the Minnesota Twins. There's going to be standings coming up, people. I promise you.
I have them right here.
Trev's got them ready.
I changed the website. I usually go to. Yeah.
That's a dog days move. That's a dog days move. Just got to see some different font, different ads. Hey, let's talk some ball, and it's brought to you by the Farmers Dog. Every day, more people and more vets are quitting the kibble, kicking the can, and feeding their dogs dog food that's actually well food. I'll tell you, MVP in my house these days, Noodle the Doodle Dog. He is putting in
Obviously.
shifts, taking care of the mental health of both of us in a big way. So take care of your dog. Fresh, higher quality food, and it's pre-proportioned for your pup, because every pup is built different. Look, we got 3 pups on this show that are built a little different. So whether they're young or old, it's always the right time to begin investing in their health. And you're going to save 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/talkin. Plus, free shipping. So that's farmersdog.com/talkin to get 50% off. There's a link in the description. It's Friday, which means it's National League ball time. And in the National League, I guess it looks like the Phillies made the NL because they're the home team. And how weird is that? The New York Yankees, Jazz Chisholm's New York Yankees, give them the sweep. If you have told me that before the season. They come out and roll Zach Wheeler on the first day, put up a 7-burger against him. And then Jazz Chisholm with the comeback homer, 2-homer game for him after having a 2-homer game. Yanks get it done in 12 there. And then they win a close 1-run game in that final day. Yankees get the train back on the track while the Phils reeling for the first time this year, really. Dodgers and Padres, they sweep them. Hey now. 6-5-10. And extra innings, Manny Machado with 2 homers, Jackson Merrill with 1 of his own. And then they roll Clayton Kershaw. How's your 5 million games with a strikeout streak? Gone. Because the Padres knock him around a little bit, and Dylan Cease does Dylan Cease things. Padres 9-1 in their last 10. They take these 2 against the Dodgers. 4.5 back. Interested. Let's see what's next. Because there's a team that's 5 games back. It's your Arizona Diamondbacks, who they swept the Nationals. 2 1-run games, including a Corbin Carroll pinch hit, walk-off, Yabo. That was split up by a 17-0 game. Sorry, Patrick Corbin. Sorry you had to be on the end of that. Hey, Eugenio, 3 homers. And then the milkman did it. Zach Gallen. And go look at Jake McCarthy's stats on the year. He's putting up a season like that for them. Sweet. Braves, they take 2 out of 3 from Milwaukee. Little rivalry game here, the Hank Aaron Bowl. Brewers, they won the first game 8-3. Willie Adames, Jackson Chourio, and Reeser, your guy, get it done. Early and mostly late in that one. But the Braves come back. Elder and Sale pitch well. And then how about Matt Olson and Travis d'Arnaud? My Travis d'Arnaud multi-homer per homer stat, put that in the Hall of Fame, because it feels like he's always hitting 2 if he hits 1. Braves getting the wagon back on track. The New York Mets take 2 out of 3 from the Minnesota Twins. They do it in blowout fashion game 1, 15-2, knocking the ball all over the park. Then they do it in the other fashion. Sean Manaea, 7 innings, 0 earned runs, 11 Ks. Mark Vientos, hot. Double entendre. Hey, Pablo, the Minnesota Moose, Matt Wallner, they salvage it on the final day to get away from one of the best teams in the NL the past month and a half. Your New York Mets. The Cardinals take 2 out of 3 from the Texas Rangers. The Rangers' hopes are kind of drifting away. Wave after wave. I like that song. Cardinals, they take the final 2 games, 8-1, 10-1. I mentioned Michael McGreevy. He goes 7 innings, 1 earned run in his debut. Lance Lynn with a good start. Him and Max Scherzer, God, a lot of testosterone on that mound. Lance gets hurt. Tommy Pham, welcome to the club. Grand slam. Tommy Pham, welcome to the club. 3-hit day. This is what they do. Cardinals win series, apparently. Reds take 2 out of 3 from the Cubbies. Both these teams kind of in the tough place right now. Reds win the first 2 games. Carson Spears with a nice start, and Nick Martinez with a big bulk day Friedel, Benson homer. Santiago Espinal 4-hit day. Remember his trade before the season? You know Happer got it done on the last day. All of them got it done. Paredes, Suzuki, Belly, Horner, Armstrong. Everyone had 2 hits. Cubs, though. Uh-oh. And then your final series, the Giants and A's. Battle of the Bay. The Matt Chapman Bowl. They split both games. A's won the first one. Giants won the second one. A Logan Webb complete game shut piece. That's what happened in the National League. Trevor Plouffe.
You are something else, Pop.
God.
And the pipes are looking good. Okay. Not Mark Vientos, huh?
No.
But who is?
No.
You want the standings?
Chris Morrell. Yes.
Okay. It's the National League. That's what we just did.
got it.
So I'm going to start out east. I came from the East Coast. I'm going to start out east. The Philadelphia Phillies, despite how poorly they've been playing lately, by the way, they've been playing very bad.
Yeah.
Everybody's cold. Everybody. 65-43. They still have a 6-game lead over the Atlanta Braves, who are 59-49. The Mets, they're charging, man. 7-3 in their last 10. They're 57-51. The Nationals, remember when they were like 500? They're not anymore.
Yeah.
49-60. And the Marlins 40-69. In the Central, the Brew Crew still have a 5.5-game lead on the Cardinals. They're 61-47. The Cardinals 3 games over 500 at 56-53. Pirates 2 games over 55-53. And then it's the Reds and the Cubs at the bottom of the division, 52-56 and 53-58 respectively. And then out west, go west, young man. 63-46 for the Dodgers, who have a 4.5-game lead on the surging San Diego Padres, 9-1 in their last 10. They got the record to 59-51, a half game back of them. Jake, are your Snakes 58-51? And then it's the Giants, 2 games under 5 at 54-56, and the Rockies, a beautiful even number, 40-70. In the wild card for the National League, the Braves are sitting on top with the first wild card spot, right above the Padres. And then the Diamondbacks, half game behind the Padres, have the 3rd spot. Now, who's close to them? Well, the Mets are a half game out right now. The Cardinals are 2 games out right now. And the Pirates are 2.5 games back of them. And those are the standings in the National League.
Incredible work, Trev. Right
Do
league.
I include 4.5, 5.5, 6 games back out of the wild card as close?
Ooh, it's an okay, maybe this is the first conversation. I think you have to draw the line at Pittsburgh right now. I mean, it's 2.5 and 4.5 when you're talking wild card are very different areas. And, I mean, it's our 500 line. Like, the Pirates are 55-53. The Giants are 54-56. To take you a little more seriously, I got to see a couple more dubs.
This is the problem, though, is we're going to talk about the Padres and the Diamondbacks as threats in the National League West, and they're 4.5 and 5 games out. So it's like I get crossed up a little bit when we're talking about something like that.
Right, but it becomes the team math of, like, you know, the Giants can't control the Pirates, Cardinals, and Mets at a given time, while the Padres, they just swept the Dodgers. And I think we can come back. We'll come back to the wild card because it is, again, it's more fun than I ever thought the NL wild card was going to be this year. Let's go west, young man, because I think that is the fun conversation, and I'll let you bop a little bit because one, the Padres take down the Dodgers, win 2, L2. Padres are full-blown surging, 9-1 in their last 10. We got a no-hitter in this last 10 games. And Cease is just pitching incredible in general. The lineup is there. They're doing this without Fernando, right? Like, this is big for San Diego right now. While the Dodgers, they're in the scuffle. Like, there's still not a fear factor, but the pitching that's had some question marks. You know, I'm Googling when Mookie Betts is back, and I don't have exact timelines yet. The Padres are feeling good. The Diamondbacks are a half game behind them. 7-3 in their last 10. They swept the Nationals. So Trev, give me some NL West thoughts as it's August 2nd.
I mean, the Dodgers, yes, they're treading water essentially, but you have to point to the amount of injuries they have right now. I mean, they're missing a ton of their lineup, and Gavin Lux, I believe, batted third in one of these games. He's been hot, which is nice for Gavin, but that's not a 3-hole hitter that you'd expect out of the Dodgers coming into the season. So they've been hurt by injuries, but yeah, I mean, the starting pitching is obviously something that needs to be talked about as well, because again, more injuries there. Kershaw comes back here, gets lit up. You mentioned it's the first time in his entire freaking career that when he started the game, he hasn't had a strikeout, which is pretty telling, man. I mean, look, we always say Kershaw is like the biggest, like the easiest deal in baseball history, the cheat code, because he's playing at $17 million every year, going to give you, 20 starts with a 2.9. I mean, that's what we come to expect out of him. And until it stops, we're going to keep expecting that. He had a great first start, second start, not so good. So yeah, the Dodgers they trade for Flaherty. They get some reinforcements. Crochet looked good in the bullpen in his debut because he throws 1,000,000 miles an hour. They're treading water. The Padres not treading water. The Padres are like Katie Ledecky right now.
Wow, nice reference, Trev.
You like that? That's a swimmer. If you don't know,
dude, you want to see
the swimmer?
You want to see a video that's like it was late night, long warehouse day, and you never know like what's AI anymore. Dude, have you seen the video? Katie Ledecky's in a suite as a child with Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan's just kind of like playing peekaboo with her. I don't,
what?
Steves, if you want to Google that, if you don't want to Google that, but yeah,
it was like a child prodigy swimmer or something.
It's just one of those things. You're like, whoa, like it. Anyways, but go on.
Padres are crushing it.
Yeah.
Like I said, 9-1 of their last 10. Everyone's kind of going off. Machado's been absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. Jackson Merrill with a big homer, and his numbers look great in the year. The lineup is long, man. The lineup is long. The starting pitching is enough. I believe Musgrove is back or on his way back soon. We'll see what we get out of him. And then the bullpen has been great. The additions have fortified it. I mean, it's kind of becoming like their strength as far as their pitching is going to be 5, 6, 7 dudes that can throw high leverage. They're coming, man. We expected this out of the Padres for sure.
The post hype
again, you mentioned doing this without Fernando Tatis Jr. is crazy, dude. AJ Preller, what the heck?
Okay,
what the heck?
That's not,
who are Katie Ledecky's parents? I guess that's what we need to ask.
That turns into that game.
Like are you thinking Illuminati?
I'm not going Illuminati. The video I saw on Instagram, because there's normally peekaboo with kids, like the adult puts their hands over their face and they peekaboo, right? Michael Jordan was putting, and Michael Jordan's got oven mitts for hands. He was putting his hands over Ledecky's eyes and like taking the word. Here's the video. Is this what is this? It's, if you're audio only, go check out the YouTube and subscribe. Thank you guys. But yeah,
and right there, she just grew like an extra muscle in her shoulders.
I mean, I feel like she's kind of giving MJ, like, he's got his famous, like, fuck them kids meme. Like, she's kind of doing that to MJ.
Oh, I'm reading the caption and I agree. He's like throwing whatever he has inside him that makes him great into her.
The torch was passed that day.
That's crazy.
And maybe there's a video of MJ and Jerks and Profar before the season. Because as much as we talk about those guys' names we know and love on San Diego, 304, 395 on base, and 885 OPS from Jerks and Profar this year. I mean, this is, it's become a joke around our office that, like, oh, is this a Jolly Olive video? We're watching one live. I don't know what this is, but the fact that he's continued throughout, that when Fernando's ready to come back for them, and the work they did on the back of that bullpen and the top of the rotation, like, it's fully clicking in San Diego.
I just think, again, like, you want your GM to make moves, and obviously Preller's a guy that does that, but he's made crazy moves, man. Everyone talks about, oh, did they regret trading for Juan Soto and they gave up a bunch of the Nationals. Well, they turned Juan Soto into Dylan Cease and Michael King, who've been fantastic.
Yeah.
For them. Without those guys, like they're not where they're at all.
And Profar was signed for $1 million.
$1 million. Yeah. So, like, dude, I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due.
Hey, I know
the Padres are scary, and people ask, Chris Rose asked, are they a threat to the Dodgers? Of course they're a threat to the Dodgers. Like, in the division, sure, but in the playoffs as well. Like, they've already done that. And I know that I get Dodgers fans, but we got nobody playing right now. It's not fair. It's like, well, like everyone goes through that, right? Throughout the season, you're gonna have bad spells, you're gonna have injuries, all these things going on. I think that this would be a fantastic playoff matchup.
Jakey analytics. The San Diego Padres are number 1 in batting average. I know that doesn't. I know we've reduced.
It's not even buoyed by Luis Suarez. He's hitting .311.
Right? Like I know we've come a long way with batting average, and it's not king, but I don't know. Know what another pitching staff doesn't like to see? That. And yeah,
dude, if you talk to pitchers, it's hilarious of like what they don't want up there. You think, oh, it's all these guys who hit homers. Like, no, like I was talking to Twins dudes. Sorry, bringing it there.
Yeah.
One of the guys that kept getting mentioned was Jeff McNeil. Now, he's had like a nice little spell here, but they're like, just the way he works at bats pisses you off. It makes you have to work that much harder. So, yes, pitchers do not like facing a team with a bunch of guys who put the bat on the ball and can get hits.
Yeah. Anything on the Snakes quick? And I guess, if I was Chris Rose, it would be like, who do you believe in more, the Diamondbacks or the Snakes? But I don't want to say snake in the grass, but like they're right there. Like there's Padres mania because they're 9-1 in their last 10, and it's a team that we're having post hype about. But the team that went to the World Series last year that had a lot of injuries, that has a top 5 offense in a lot of categories, Snakes alive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get into the Snakes a little bit more later, but they're surging at the right moment. And it hasn't even, Corbin Carroll's been better, but he hasn't been like 900 OPS Corbin Carroll. I know we get the pinch hit walk-off homer in this game. Some of these games were awesome. In particular, that Monday game, I think it was Ketel Marte first in the 9th inning, hit an absolute laser for the homer. And then Corbin ends up walking it off. But they look good. They're getting reinforcements in their pitching staff as well. Like Zach Gallen hasn't even pitched. He's pitched well. His last 3 starts, I think, have been really good. But overall, like, they haven't had him at full strength throughout the year. So that's nice. I believe Merrill Kelly's on his way back. Like, who's it? Erod. Haven't even seen him.
No.
So yes, this is, and they bring in Puck, right?
Yeah.
Trade deadline. So like this is a team
Floro, sure.
They are right where they want to be right now. Absolutely. They're such a fun team to watch. I'm going to talk more again about the Snakes in a little bit.
And yeah, I did tease it on the way through. Let me just get the numbers quick. Jake McCarthy, who was kind of in that pile of Diamondbacks outfielders, like, are they going to trade an outfielder? What are they doing? 294, 371 on base. 15 stolen bases. So if you're getting on base at a 371 clip for a guy with his speed, yeah. Okay, that was a little left coast. There might even be some Rockies coming up later. Let's go out east. Flyover state. Sorry. Phillies, is there any like actual concern level? It's no. But yes, like you have to, if you're skidding, you have to come out of it at some point. And I just watched the Yankees be the worst team in baseball for over a month. And now they're sitting pretty again. But the Phillies are kind of down bad right now.
Everyone's slumping, like
Yeah.
literally everyone. It's Harper is 1 for his last 30.
Trey.
Schwarber, went 1 for 7 in the series against the Yankees. I got all these numbers right now. 2 for his last 23 since the start of the Cleveland series. He's batted 167 since coming back from the All-Star game. Realmuto has not been going well. The pitching staff has been going. Like, it's all happening at the same time, and the losses are mounting up. But I think it is, and people hate this.
Yeah.
People hate this. But it's part of a 162, man.
Yeah.
It's not a cop-out to say that. And, I'm not like showing favoritism to the Phillies or the Dodgers or any. It's like throughout a season, you are going to have prolonged periods of bad ball. And then you're going to have prolonged periods of very good ball. And then it's what do you do with the middle?
Right.
That's it. It's 162. That's like the beauty of the game. That's why people discount the 60-game season so much in the statistics, because 60 games doesn't show, what you are truly. Now, Dodger fans are mad, but remember I said the 60-game season, that was the toughest World Series to win at that point because they played more games than ever in the playoffs. That's a whole different talking point. But I think right now the Phillies are just going through a team-wide struggle, essentially.
Talk to Shelfie a little bit, who was in our Blitzball Warehouse games game to 100 yesterday, Phillies fan. Something nervous and exciting. Okay, you're playing bad ball. That happens. They're going on a left coast trip right now. Seattle, Dodgers, and Arizona.
Yeah.
Again, my analytics department kicking in. I hope the boys had a flight. Because, man, those West Coast...
day yesterday, right?
Those West Coast games can really wear on you, especially if you're already having a bad time. I don't know. Be careful.
I'll be in the stadium on Monday.
Wow. That's
so
big.
I don't know which team I'm going to bless. Am I going to bless the Dodgers and my good buddy Jack Flaherty on his new team?
Yeah.
Or do I bless my former team?
Right.
Philadelphia Phillies and Trey Turner, who's I consider a best friend. I don't know what he considers.
Yeah, not that.
No.
On Monday, and we'll get there, Aaron Nola versus Tyler Glass now. Maybe. Nola versus Glass now, Trev, on Monday. So that might be a real treat. Yanks all the way back. We don't even need to talk about that. Lost my spot. Braves Milwaukee. I don't know. I mean, you get the double back-to-back homers going there. What do you have to add, Trev?
I'm so curious to see what the Brewers do going forward. Are they going to get pressed enough? Like, are the injuries going to hurt them? Like, is the pitching going to be enough? Like, there's so many different things that you're thinking of here with them. The first game, Willie Adames hit an absolute moonshot. I don't know if you saw it, but that was actually really cool to see. And then after that, the offense went cold. The Braves, I think that they are sort of, hitting a nice little stride. That is nice to see d'Arnaud and Olsen do their thing. I think that's really big for them. Like, I'm curious to see what they do going forward. Like, Eddie Rosario gets a big hit in this game. Getting the old band back together, bringing Soler in, like, what's that going to do to, is that going to spark them? Very curious to see that. But yeah, I mean, this was it's a good series. It was. Braves starting pitching, still getting the job done. Your boy Freddie Peralta, what's up with him? Could be really, really good.
Yeah. Or
really, really bad this year. Had a really good start this time, though. 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs.
Gonna be Brewers going to face the Nats this weekend. Montas making his debut. We'll talk about some of the debuts around the league because I think that's always fun. You make an instant impact. Him and Savali back to back. So we'll see if that starting pitching is feeling new and rejuvenated. Yeah, I mean, hey, Braves are sneaky 6 games back. We just talked about teams that are 4.5 and 5 games back with less pedigree. And yeah, in the NL Central, I I think the good thing for the Brewers, I don't think there's any of us that are buying the Cardinals getting crazy hot, the Pirates getting crazy hot. Like, it feels like those teams can play good ball. It feels like the Brewers would have to fall back to earth, or not even back to earth. The Brewers would have to fall under earth to have the Cardinals and Pirates join them at the dance. And I don't think the Brewers have shown enough that they're gonna like fall apart, although every team does. And then the Cardinals and the Pirates just haven't shown enough to be like, oh, they might hunt them.
It just depends, because we saw early on in the season for the Brewers, like their offense was going nuts, their bullpen was good, it was holding that team together, and then that's kind of been what's struggling in July. And I think this is their first losing month in quite some time, 11-13 in the month of July. You know, offense had some decent games, like the overall slash line is okay, but it was largely inconsistent, which I think is you almost expect when you look at the roster. Like, yeah, there's no way that offense is just going to ride you through the entire year. They've been great with runners in scoring position, which I think, you know, a lot of these teams that you talk about, the Guardians, and you talk about, you know, the Royals and the Brewers, like getting the job done with runners in scoring positions, why they're at where they're at. They're not these juggernaut type offenses, although Kansas City now with Bobby Witt looks, you know, pretty crazy, but you can't always count on those things. Or maybe you can throughout a season, maybe that's just what you ride on. But this month was a little bit of inconsistency from the bullpen. They do get Devin Williams back, which is nice. I thought they might trade Devin Williams. I think we talked about them on the trade deadline episode. But that obviously wasn't the case.
Trev, I think the final two that I'll let you cook on, Cardinals, they have a big call-up start by McGreevy to win that series. And the Rangers, man, I think we all thought it was coming, although, again, divisionally, the number is, I think it's 4.5, right? Yeah, so it's exactly where the Padres are, although things feel very different in Texas. But they just haven't shown it at this point. Cardinals scrape along. We forget they had a sneaky deadline. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. And then the other series that really needs to be mentioned are your Twins and your Mets. So whatever you have on those two.
Mets look really good.
Yes, dude.
They look really good. Like the lineup is very strong. There's not really like an easy out in that lineup. Even the catchers have been playing really well. Like Torrens was filling in for Alvarez. Alvarez got shoulder banged up, missed a few games. Torrens is hitting like 300. Alvarez comes back. He's a force at the bottom of the lineup. And I mentioned McNeil, like him getting hot, I think has really, really helped them lengthen their lineup. But like just around, I mean, Winker, I think, fits in really, really nicely to their lineup. He's hitting behind Pete, which gives them a little protection there. And then, yeah, we mentioned Vientos a million times. Like I think he's been like the biggest difference in that team. But dude, they got Tyrone Taylor out there. Winker plays 5 innings. They bring in Tyrone Taylor at the end of the game. Yeah. He robs homers and just is flying all over that outfield. It's really impressive to see. But yeah, I mean, look, they're a dang good team. They kind of have it all going for them. I got to see the Edwin Diaz, you know, Timmy Trumpet walk up song. I guess that's what they call it. Walk out song. That was fun. They're a good team, man. They really are. My Twins had a disappointing trade deadline, I think. Here's something that I want to throw out there.
Okay.
And this is, I'm curious about Jake Ulytics here.
Yeah.
So the Twins, big time platoon team, big time pinch hit team, right? Sean Manaea looked, it's the best I've ever seen a pitch. He was filthy, but he has reverse splits. Lefties hit like 800 OPS against him, although there's not a lot of at bats. Right. You know, obviously way more right-handers against him, but 800 OPS. Right-handers something like high fives. But Rocco stacks the lineup full of righties. So I posed a question like, do you think Manaea just like loves that when teams stack the righties against him because his numbers are better? So they really believe in the platoons no matter what. They're like and we've asked him that question before, like, if there's reverse splits, why don't you change the lineup? Why don't you, if you believe in the numbers, why don't you believe in the numbers? And he kind of gives an answer, what it is. Twins needed a left-handed reliever, somebody to get lefties out. They went out and get a right-handed reliever that can get lefties out. So reverse splits there, a right-hander getting lefties out. So what's right? Why are we thinking differently? Where do you think of that, Jake, as a front office guy? Don't you just follow the numbers?
I think they get so caught in following the numbers that logic gets thrown out the window. Yeah, that I mean, if I was making a lineup against Manaea, I think, okay, how about this on the scale? What we think about the Rays would put out all their lefties, and they'd say, hey, let's fuck around and find out, right? Like, let's do this. And if I was Manaea, I'd be a little worried, right? Like, yes. I don't see this a lot. If I was the Minnesota Twins, and where I think the logic goes is if I had right-handed batters that aren't good platoon guys, you're out. Like, this is a bad matchup for you. If I've got a right-handed batter that don't mind seeing lefties, you stay. Like,
if your numbers are exceptional against lefties, then I put you in the lineup. If you're a lefty who has, doesn't have crazy bad splits, you're in the lineup.
Yes.
But it's not how they think about
things. I think if you go...
I'm in on the Mets, dude. I'm in on the Mets, and I hate to say this to you, I'm in on them, like, really trying to get Soto. I wasn't so sure. I thought he was, my mind...
End the episode.
My mind, Juan Soto is going to the Yankees. I don't know, man.
Well, that's a horrible place to end. Hey, Cards, I got more coming on you in a little bit. But the AL recap is brought to you by T-Mobile. T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Trev, guys like us who have to keep track of everything going on in the baseball world, even though you guys know your team better than us, it can be stressful. There's a lot going on. Who's hot? Who's not? Tell them who's hot. Who's sell out the spot? Luckily, with T-Mobile, we have the best 5G coverage in the game. Whether you're following the play-by-play or listening to podcasts like this one, it's all better with T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. So this summer, when you want to follow your team on the go, you need T-Mobile. Go check it out at T-Mobile.com/coverage and stay connected to your team, home or away. There's a link in the description. You guys know T-Mobile, okay?
Jake.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be doing P. Diddy anymore.
Oh, he's so out. I was going to say I was doing the remix, but no, I think that was the remix. All right, American League Baseball. And we'll head to Baltimore because valued trade asset Jackson Holliday instead got called up to the big league club. Remember him? Top prospect? And he hits his first home run, a grand salami, onto Utah Street. Not a bad way to do it, kid. Also, Zach Eflin. Led Zeppelin makes his debut. It's a Zach Eflin performance. 6 innings, 3 earned runs, couple hits. If you get that start at that Orioles lineup, it's going to turn into a lot of wind. Corbin Burns does Corbin Burns things. Same with Grayrod. And yeah, I mean, you can list it out. Vladdy in the game they won went 4 for 5 with 4 extra base hits. Jeez. Otherwise than that, it's a lot of birds. Westberg, Mountcastle, Santander, Kowser. Yeah. Little gunner on the back end there, sure. That Bobby Witt's stealing the headlines, though. And we're officially in, like, ooh, I'm going to have to learn some new names season. Stuart Baroa with 2 swipes for the Blue Jays in Game 2. Okay. The Seattle Mariners and the Boston Red Sox teed it up for 3 in Fenway. And the Red Sox, desperate for a series win, they get it in that final game. As Rafael Devers walks it off in the 10th. Always a cool moment for me and just pitching question. George Kirby opens with the knuckleball in Fenway. We love that. It's a fun game, people. James Paxton gets knocked around in his first Red Sox start. Yoshida and Tom Smith, who just feels like he's contributing for the Sox. They helped put up a 14-burger in the first for the Red Sox to win their first series in a while. Can they turn it around? The Pittsburgh Pirates take 2 out of 3 from the Houston Astros because Paul Skeens started that first game, but he doesn't strike out 7. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Taylor Scott with a nice open for them. Trev, know what's been fun to see? Joey Bart's Renaissance Tour, as he just put together a nice month for the Pittsburgh Pirates with a big game, too. But Houston salvages it on the last day. Framber for 6 innings, but Mauricio Dubon with the pinch hit home run to bring them out of it. The Guard Dogs take 2 games against the Pirates, so a little baby sweep. Oh, a little baby sweep. Tanner Isabai with 6 innings. J-Ram goes off. And then Gavin Williams. God, big meat. Don't know if that's his official nickname. 5 shut piece. Tyler Freeman with a good game. And J-Ram, he homered in both of these. Yeah. Yep, that's what he does. The Florida Bowl, Rays and Marlins split 2. Something of note, Jeffrey Springs returns to the bump for Tampa Bay. Pocket that for this year or next year. Rays put up 9 in that first game. Caballero, low. Did he steal home? Yeah. And Christopher Morel, obviously homers in his debut. Boy, him and Siri are going to have some fun there. Jake Berger homers in that second game. Marlins win. The Royals sweep the White Sox. Sure, that might be obvious, but it's a sweeparoon, man. And Bobby Witt Jr. is doing unholy things to the baseball. Also of note, Michael Massey at second base. When he kicks into gear, which he has last month, he goes nuts. My guy Pasquatch, Freddie Fermin is a good ball player. That's what they'll tell you in KC as they get the sweep done. And the series everyone's talking about, the Cole Tucker Bowl, Halos, Rockies. Angels win the first game. Rockies win the last 2. There's more coming on Brenton, Doyle, teaser. Michael Tolia. Do they have a core forming? We'll talk about that in the offseason. That's what happened in the American League.
We'll talk about the Rockies in the American League.
Right.
Okay. That was the American League.
Right.
Double checking. Do you want the standings, Pop?
Need.
Because I have them.
Need.
We're going to start out east again. It's Monday. Is it Monday? It's Friday.
Oh.
It's Friday.
Hey.
That's tough for me right there. I've been traveling a lot, people. The Baltimore Orioles and the Yankees are tied on top of the division with the exact same record, 20 games over 500, 65 and 45. Wow. I love that race because they also play the penultimate series is Baltimore Yankees. Gonna love that. Hopefully it's close. The Red Sox, 6.5 games back in the division, 57 and 50. The Tampa Bay Rays still over 500, 55 and 53. And the Toronto Blue Jays, 50 and 59. They're not the White Sox, but there's potential that was never realized, all that stuff. You get the comparison a little bit. Nobody's the White Sox. Nobody's
the White Sox.
Like, quite literally, nobody in the history of baseball is the White Sox. Cleveland Guardians. I apologize to Toronto fans for even putting that out there. That was tough. Cleveland Guardians, 6 games up on the Kansas City Royals. They're 66 and 42. I believe it's the best record in baseball. I'll check that later. Kansas City doing their thing. 6 games back, 61 and 49. The Twins, 59 and 48. They're treading water right now. My goodness. The Tigers, 52 and 58. And the White Sox, as we mentioned, Jake, their winning percentage is 243. They're 27 and 84. They've lost 17 straight games. The previous record was 14 that they set.
What?
This year. Yes. They're playing the Twins right now. Twins, do not mess this up. I think the longest streak is in the 20s, like all time. They're gunning for that.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. In the West, the Houston Astros and the Mariners are tied at the top of the division, although the Astros percentage point wise have the lead here. 56 and 52 for the Astros, 57 and 53 for the Mariners. The Rangers, who bought at the deadline and didn't sell us Nathan Eovaldi, are 52 and 57. 4.5 games back. The Angels 47-62, and the Athletics 45-65. Jake, in the wild card though, things are nice. It's either one of the Orioles or the Yankees will have the top spot there. And then the Royals and the Twins, right back to back, have the number 2 and number 3 spots. And then the Red Sox 2 games out. The Mariners 3.5 games out. And the Tampa Bay Rays are 4.5 games out. Rangers 8 games out of the wild card, 4.5 back of the division. Interesting stuff. Those are the standings in the American League, Jake.
Trevor, thank you. Thank you so much. Man, I'm excited. We might have to one of these August episodes that we said we were gonna mess around this year. Love to do some schedule stuff. Like, when's the next Twins Royals series, man? That is going to be contested baseball. Amazing stuff, Plouffe. Amazing. I don't call you Plouffe a lot. That's not...
Only ball players call me Plouffe.
Okay. Damn. Didn't need that. Let's go out west again. That's what I did in the NL. We'll keep it balanced today. My frustrations are boiling with Seattle, and I don't think I'm popular out there. I did a deadline review with Foolish, and I might have marked them a little low, but I think it's because I'm hurt by them. Because
you didn't like their deadline?
I'm fine with I'm fine with their deadline. I mean, Randy.
I mean, what else are they gonna do?
Right. And hey, Polanco's going for them. He was a big piece before the season that hadn't clicked. Their starting pitching is still first in ERA, WHIP, walks per 9, hits per 9. It's insane. It's the scope right now that the Mariners and Astros are currently flip-flopping first place kind of every day. And with the Mariners in the wild card right now, it's just funny. They're next to Tampa. They're a game behind Tampa who they sold everything. They sold them Randy. And it feels like Tampa's got some good momentum right now. That, I don't know. Frustrations with the AL West all year. And everything I said it on the way through about San Diego. Texas is equidistant from San Diego to the Dodgers right now. That, I don't know. I want someone from the AL West to grab it by the haunches, and if everyone had to bet, that would be Houston.
I'm curious to see if they can do it. You know, they bring in Kikuchi. I think that was an interesting move to me. A lot of people say they overpaid, but again, I don't know anything about prospects and did they overpay? I'm not really sure. He does throw hard. He's a lefty. Can they figure out some things, to have him at the back end of the rotation? I think I'm fine with that. The offenses are, I mean, that's obviously been Seattle's Achilles heel over the last, how many years, a lot of years.
Yeah.
And they brought in probably the most impactful bat of any trade. Is there another trade that, I guess Soler has been going off, so Atlanta brings him in. Randy, am I missing someone crazy? Jazz has been impactful for you guys for sure.
The Paredes Morel swap was MLB.
But I think
talent.
Randy going there, and he was starting to get it going as well. I think that was pretty much as good as they could do.
Yeah, this deadline,
offensive upgrade at this deadline. So I think you got to give him snaps for that. I like the Justin Turner move. We'll see what he can bring out there. If anything, Justin Turner brings an absolute winning mentality there.
Yeah,
where he's just not going to let that slide happen in September, or at least he's going to do his best to not let it happen, whether that's on the field or just, getting guys juiced up for the games. That's kind of what he does. So, look, I think that they did what they could at this deadline. Still get it taken to them by Boston, who I think they have a real shot this year at shocking a lot of people going forward and into the playoffs. Like Yoshida has had a better year than I thought he was having. Which is great for them. And then watching Devers expose Fenway Park is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Him understanding. I think a lot of times when you get there, for lefties, I think it makes your swing. It can make your swing a lot better if you just trust it. And obviously he's learned to do that. And he just plays pepper with that wall. It's so beautiful to see, man.
Yeah, it's it's something we run through every time, and maybe I'm such a baseball loser that I would fall in love with any players, but it's funny thinking of some of the past Red Sox stars and guys that even Manny and Poppy, how do you dislike those guys even though they used to kill us? Pedroia, kind of one of the original short kings of this era. And Devers, dude, Devers so fun, so entertaining, so talented. That the Red Sox, they've been in a bad way for a little bit. They take on that good pitching they saw Gilbert roughed him up, which not a lot of teams have done. Castillo and Kirby, to get out of that series with a win, they will head to, Boston will head to at Texas, at Kansas City, so a little roadie for them. Seattle, Philly, we talked about their West Coast trip. So Seattle's got a nice little homestand. It's Philly, Detroit, and the Mets. Let's see where they're at, I guess.
Shout out Danny Jansen.
Yeah, Danny Jansen joins his new team. Couple ribeye steaks for the fellas. Why not? Why not us? Pirates in Houston, you want to taste Skeens a little bit?
What's there to do, man? He's an absolute stud. I'll taste Michael A. Taylor for hitting some absolute. What I was going to say right there. I was going to say pimp jobs. That's not what I was going for. Moonshots, crushing the ball,
hitting the ball far.
Yeah.
And actually, Trev, this is Skeens. Bad start. Streak of starts with 7 or more strikeouts ends at 9. That's tied with Dwight Gooden. And how about Brandon Beachy among rookies to do that feat? And then Skeens has 103 strikeouts in his first 13 starts. That trails Hideo Nomo, Kerry Wood, Herb Score, Jose De Leon, and matches Masahiro Tanaka.
Go.
Stat page.
Are you in on the Pirates going forward?
Not really. I wanted more from them. It's cool seeing that Joey Bart put together a full month at the big league level. The price tag for Brent Rooker was a lot. I saw the price tag for Jesse Winker. I guess I'll need to kind of shake that a little bit. I just need to see more of a better product from Pittsburgh.
I totally agree, man. They did technically make moves and they were buyers like they were talking about, but
IKF and De La Cruz.
I was surprised that Brent Rooker didn't get moved, man. Big time.
Yeah. Although De La Cruz, hey, 2 for 4. Maybe we're gonna look back at. Remember, there was that first generation of shaking the Marlins off that was Yelly, Ozuna, Real Muto. They had a whole squad there. Maybe we're gonna look back at Chisholm, De La Cruz. Is there anyone else? Maybe
Josh Bell.
He goes over to
guard.
He goes over to Snakeland.
That's right. Sorry.
It's okay.
Came from the guards.
Man, I've got a Marlins Tampa 2-game split. I've got the Royals sweeping them, Rockies, Halos. Trev, I guess Toronto, Baltimore. Baltimore calls up Jackson Holliday. And hey, when it's going to be interesting to see where you had him and Luis Robert switching teams for a little bit there. Crochet, excuse me. Jackson Holliday slipping into that 9-hole second baseman. You want to talk things that could be important or could not be important? I have no idea where this ends.
I hope that swing got him going. It was funny because I think that was his only hit on the day, 1 for 4, I believe, or maybe he was even 1 for 5. That was an 0-2 pitch. And how different would we be talking if he didn't hit that out? I think this guy has all the potential in the world, and sometimes you need something like that when you're down 0-2, grand slam, get the confidence back.
Yeah,
it's got a young kid who struggled at his first go round, and now gets brought back up. Like the confidence isn't always there, man. Like you either gotta like fake it or you gotta earn it, on the field. So that could be the swing that all of a sudden is like, okay, like let me breathe a little bit up here. Let me just go play my game. Because again, this guy's, how old is he? 20 years old?
20.
It's ridiculous, dude. Like that's very, very young for the big leagues. He's in a very contested, he's tied for first in the AL East. He's on a team that has massive expectations. So like this guy is going to be an exceptional big leaguer. He just needs to breathe a little bit, and hopefully that swing got him going there. They also brought up Kobe Mayo because Jordan Westburg broke his hand. Kobe Mayo, I watched some games on him. He's like a big-time power-hitting prospect. He's been crushing it at AAA. A guy they were not going to give him up at the deadline. As I brought up some of the names that maybe were going to come over, that just wasn't going to happen. Not the prettiest swing. I was expecting to see like a pretty swing. Right-hander, big dude. First take, I'm like, is this like a Paul Konerko type?
Ooh, whoa.
Who I love.
Yeah.
Me some Paul Konerko.
Did you guys overlap? I'm trying to think of Konerko's. Okay.
Yeah, I think his last year was 14.
Okay.
So my first years in the show, he was there, and he's still an all-star like in 2012, I believe. Sign me a jersey. Love Paul Konerko.
Man,
here's the reason I love Paul Konerko.
Okay.
First of all, great career. 450 homers, I believe. I saw one day Nick Blackburn, I think, hit him in the face with a pitch. A la James McCann, by the way.
Yeah, how about all that?
Paul Konerko also stayed in the game because that's what studs do. The next at bat, first pitch, homer. I was like, this is the coolest person I've ever seen in my fucking life. So for me to put on Kobe Mayo, Paul Konerko stuff, it's a massive compliment, obviously.
Man, I know White Sox fans weren't expecting much of an episode. There's that kind of the running joke of like, can Mike Trout can go to the supermarket. Here he is, getting plunked in the face. Jesus. Don't like that for him. It's the running joke, like, oh, baseball players kind of have the sweetest thing. Like, they could go out in public and not, Paul Konerko.
Carl Pavano, sorry.
Thank you for apologizing. Paul Konerko, could kind of go out in public and be like, fine. Like, no, again, not shots fired. Paul Konerko also 439 home runs. Know how much money he made playing baseball, Trevor?
It's in the 100. I know that.
129 milli.
Yeah.
Paul Konerko's probably having some good days right now.
Oh my gosh. I imagine like a lot of fishing. He probably like has a ranch that he hunts on. Something like that.
He was born in Rhode Island, but it looks like he grew up in Arizona. So in 2020, it looks like Konerko has a new job as Little League coach. Konerko and J.J. Putz both coach their teams in T-Rex baseball, a prominent 11-under team in the Phoenix area. That was 2020, so... I
need to hang out with Paul Konerko. I bet he drinks unbelievable wine. I bet his wine collection is just incredible.
Okay. I've got a YouTube video from the Chicago White Sox, Paul Konerko and Andrew Vaughn hitting session 4 months ago. So, I don't know. Go tune into that, kids. All right. We got our Paul Konerko jollies off. That felt good. Felt good doing that.
By the way, Baltimore fans were screaming at us because we were trying to name who was going to be the starting rotation in the playoffs for the Orioles. Obviously, it's Corbin, it's Grayson. Who's number 3? We said it's Albert Suarez, and people were like, no, it is Zach Eflin.
Yeah. That's
going to be our 3 starter. Nice start here. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Although you get 10 hits, scattered them, pitched around. It's a quality start. Hey, I'm all about Led Zeppelin being your number 3 guy. I was wondering, is that going to be the case? There's other guys.
Orioles, if you get 6-3, that'll win a lot of games. Trev, trivia. Whoa! New segment? Aaron Judge leads Major League Baseball in home runs. Monster of a human, breaking the game a little bit. You know who's second?
I think I do because I was wowed when I was watching some of the games preparing for this episode. I think it's Santander.
Santander is tied with Shohei
31?
Ohtani. Judge, Shohei Ohtani, Anthony Santander, 32 taters from
32.
Tony.
Oof.
It's August 2nd. Tony Taters. He's a free agent. Woo! That basement.
There's somebody else who had massive numbers. I know Judge. Oh, it's J-Ram.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He's got like 30 and 89. I know Judge has 39 and 99, which is insane. But Jose Ramirez.
90 RBI, 20 stolen bases, 28 homers.
Guy's a joke.
Jose Ramirez is a joke. Listed 5'9".
He's just a good baseball player. Like he is he just shows up and just does his thing on a nightly basis.
Know how college football teams do motivational stuff where they have if they lose a game to Michigan the year before, they just play it on loop in the locker room? I think in my child's bedroom, boy, girl, whatever, I think it's just going to be Jose Ramirez highlights on loop. Just do that. Figure it out. I can't help you. Hopefully Jose Ramirez can. Let's go to the second half of the show. It's brought to you by Momentous. It's what the players use. It's what the players on this show use. Momentous. Man, you need the goods. If you're working out, okay, that's a great step. Why don't you supplement that? And do it with Momentous. They're in every major league clubhouse except 2. They're protein, omega-3, creatine. These 3 supplements support nearly every aspect of foundational health, from aiding cognitive function to reducing inflammation in muscles and joints. Momentous is dedicated to working with only the best. We asked their team. I've told this story. Hey, what should we tell the people about you? And they're like, well, we're the best. It's okay. Yeah. Done. That's deal. From their collaboration with experts to their unparalleled commitment to only using the highest quality ingredients, there's a reason why the world's best athletes and experts use and help develop Momentous products. So, go to livemomentous.com. Use code TALKIN to get 20% off your first order. That's livemomentous.com with code TALKIN. There's a link in the description. Let's get to standout performances. Who you got, Trev?
I'm going to go with a guy named Eugenio Suarez, who on Tuesday night went 4 for 6 with not 1, not 2, but 3 Jimmy Jacks. 5 runs driven in, 4 runs scored, and you know that the Diamondbacks have been absolutely surging, right?
Yeah.
In the month of July, I believe their record was 17-8, something crazy like that, where they got themselves right back into, all of the playoff stuff. During that time, Eugenio Suarez, from July 2nd to July 31st, 90 at-bats, 30 hits. What's that batting average?
333.
Yes. 10 homers, 27 runs driven in. 333, 398, 733 for the 1.1 in the month of July. And this wasn't some BABIP special where he was just, the BABIP was only 357, Jake.
Yeah.
Sustainable numbers for Eugenio Suarez for the rest of the season if he gets going. You mentioned Jake McCarthy. Corbin Carroll still has got some, he's playing better, but he still has some left in the tank. We are hoping, right? If you're a Snakes fan, this is a massive development for the Snakes. Eugenio going off like that. That's a huge month. That's a big boy month, Jake.
There's a really fun baseball debate to be had, and I would need better player examples, but Eugenio had a rough go the first couple months of the season, which is tough. I mean, the Snakes, there's a lot of interesting conversation. Do they have to move off of him? There was rumors he could be traded away at the deadline as like I mean, luckily with his July, he got rid of kind of everything of that. But there's something to be said. Trev, there's not a lot of guys in baseball that can 1.13 for a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I understand there is some tough times hitting wise with Gino, with the people in Arizona. I think they're back to loving. But I don't know. There's something to be said, like the third baseman who, you know, hey, he had a nice month. He had an 812 OPS, but their bad month is a 650. While Gino, he can give you the 1.13, but his lows might be a 5 dot or whatever. I don't know. I'd have to find a way to quantify it, but there's not a lot of guys in baseball that can do this.
Okay. I don't know exactly where you're going with that, but I agree. At the beginning of the month, so at the end of June into July, his numbers were 196, 279, 312 for a 591 OPS. Jake, with this month, he's got his OPS up to 724.
I know.
It's above league average.
I hope he keeps it rolling the rest of the way because the Snakes just put up a massive month, 17-8 when he was in the lineup this month. And yeah, I think, I don't know. I guess maybe he's part of my Mariners fans' beef of like, yeah, I know he struck out a lot last year, but he can also like carry an offense for a little bit while he plays every game. Every game. There's something to be said for that, especially talking to a guy that played 25 innings on cement yesterday and don't think I'm leaving the chair or the couch tonight.
Hey, since June,
okay,
33-19 for the Snakes.
They were missing bodies.
Are they going to do it again? Are they going to do it again?
You don't want to see them in the dance. That's all I'm saying.
Fox and Rob Manfred, like, no.
Am I going to have to fly out there again? Okay.
Oh, my God. I totally forgot that you're in the pool.
I was in the pool. Not in the pool. Trevor, left side, you know? John Boy Media softball team tomorrow. I mean, you could be looking at the left side of our infield right here.
No, Jake.
What?
We're up the middle. You were not left side.
I hate second base, Pop. I can't do it.
You can't do second?
The game looks backwards to me over there, dude.
I've tough.
Told you this before.
I mean, it kind of fits your...
Okay. I'm a mold breaker, bro.
Fine, so you're J-Ram. That's what you're trying to say.
I'm J-Ram, dude.
Okay, fine. I'll give it to you.
You got short. Your hips got that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm more of a shortstop than you are.
Okay. Know who's more than either of us? It's Bobby Witt Jr. You know, I've highlighted the Monday game where he went 4 for 5 with 4 RBI, the home run. I believe that was the grand slam to come back against the White Sox. Basically as devastating as you could do to a team on a double-digit losing streak. Hey, and we have some more Bobby Witt facts and stats in here. Bobby Witt Jr. became the first player in ALNL history to collect 20 homers and 20 steals of his first 3 seasons. Okay, reminder, August 2nd. Bobby Witt Jr.'s final July numbers, 489. July, people, a month. 489, 520, and 833 slug, scoring 26 runs, 22 RBI. He had 1 hitless game. The other team said, hey, let's make sure Bobby Witt doesn't beat us tonight. He had 1 hitless game in July, 13 multi-hit games, 7 3-hit games. The dude is unconscious right now, and man, we have all JM coming up next week. You know, it's been a gunner season in the AL with Bobby lurking. I don't know, man. I'm excited to look at them side by side, but I think Bobby Witt is there, and Kansas City, dude, is having this incredible season, and he's where you have to start the convo. So I'm glad that we made up an excuse to talk more Bobby Witt today.
I think it was before the show. In the last 14 days with runners on base, he's hitting 778.
That's good. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be.
No, he looks locked in. You know what? This is great though,
right?
Because he did the home run derby.
Oh, nice, Trev. Yes.
So, hey, guys, look at Bobby Witt.
That
It's
could
not
be
affecting
you.
him. Stop being a wuss. Get out there and swing the bat a little bit. What are you doing?
Bobby Witt's OPS on the season now. Want to guess?
945.
1.
Oh, he's one dotting it?
1.002.
Is it just him and Judge doing that?
From a Gold Glove shortstop. That's not right, man. That ain't right.
Is it just him and Judge that are one dotting it?
Let me see. MLB OPS leaders. Soto might be back.
I don't think he is.
Okay.
I don't think Shohei is either.
Soto is, Shohei is, and Witt. So it's Judge, Soto, Shohei, and Bobby Witt Jr.
Son of a gun.
That's rare air.
Devers close.
Devers close, and man, Brent Rooker at 7.
Pirates could have used him.
Any team could use him. That's why the A's didn't sell him.
Ketel Marte's got a 910 OPS.
Ketel's a baller.
Damn. What's his contract looking like?
Ketel sneaking up on like...
I knew they signed him to one last year. Okay.
HOF talk. There's only 12 guys that are 900 OPS or above.
Dude, 9's a joke, dude. 8 is...
Yeah.
You give it 8 OPS, you're tasting yourself, Jake, on a daily basis. You're like,
no, don't. You left a lick. You left a lick mark on your shirt. That's why it's the best show. That's why it's the best show.
Trevor, who else could we have talked about? Mark Vientos.
It could have been. It could have been Jazz Chisholm.
Was I the first guy on Mark Vientos? Like, seriously, national scope here.
Interesting.
I saw the guy play, and I said, what's going on? Why isn't he playing every single day?
It's an argument. That homer against the Cubs broke me earlier this year. Couple Braves went off. Freddie Fermin, hot. Logan Webb with a complete game shutout. Just casual. But Trev, it's the best segment of the show.
Dirt nasties on FUEGO. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Here we go, guys. It's going to be a big one. Starting out with your Yanks. We haven't talked about your Yanks, and this segment brought to you by Corona Extra. Obviously, we're going to talk about the Corona Extra player of the EP. But your Yanks bring in Jazz Chisholm. He went 6 for 14 in the series, Jake, with 4 homers, 1 against the position player.
Right.
8 runs driven in, 5 runs, a walk. He has 2 multi-homer games with the Yankees in his first 4 games. He had 3 multi-homer games with the Marlins in 405 career games. He likes... Well, he hasn't even put on the pinstripes yet.
No, just the grays tonight.
He gets to feel the heaviness.
You going,
of the
Beebs? You got your
tonight.
Yankee shirt on?
No plans.
Okay. I'm not currently planning, but that's warehouse body.
He became the first Yankee to ever hit 4 homers in his first 3 games with the club. Okay, that's a big one. Congratulations, Jazz. You look like you're having a lot of fun. Love that for you. Rafael Devers, we talked about him a little bit early in the show. In the series, he went 7 for 13, 4 doubles, a homer, 5 runs driven in, 3 runs scored for the 1.6. How about Yainer Diaz? Catcher for the Houston Astros for the week. Went 13 for 25 with 2 doubles, 2 homers, 5 runs driven in. On Tuesday, he tied a career high with 4 hits. The only other time he had recorded 4 hits was last year on June 5th. Jose Ramirez. Heard of him? Cleveland's third baseman went 8 for 21 in the series, 4 homers, 8 runs driven in. He moved past Albert Bell into sole possession of second place on the Cleveland career home run list with 243. He's got 25 multi-homer games, 1 shy of the totals of Jim Thome and Albert Bell for most in Cleveland franchise history. Who's got the most homers in franchise history, Beebs? I need you to look that up.
Hey, if you
Cleveland.
it's got to be Thome, right?
Got to be Thome. I'm assuming. I want to know what it is.
Hey, what's the difference between Jim Thome, Albert Bell, and Jose Ramirez?
7 inches.
Height-wise.
Height-wise, I was going to say.
I bet J-Ram could
circumference.
What was that about Nolan Shanuel?
Nolan Shanuel. He went 8 for 20. A double, 2 homers, 4 runs driven in, 6 walks as well for Mr. Shanuel. For the 2 weeks, my people, this is the one you want to be on. Colton Cowser, Baltimore's outfielder, 20 for. You got it. What is it, Beavers?
Tomei's the leader, 337. Jose Ramirez is second, 244. Albert Bell, 3.
Oh, he's going to get there.
Manny and Earl Averill is number 5.
30 homers a year for old J-Ram. He'll get there.
Carlos Santana, number 6.
Colton Cowser, 20 for 52, 3 doubles, 4 home runs, 13 runs driven in, 13 runs scored, 6 walks, 2 stolen bases. Chad Green. Yeah. How about this? In 5 games, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 walks, 4 Ks. So he just hasn't given up a base runner in 5 games. That's nice. He's got a save also. He has not allowed a base runner since before the All-Star break on July 14th versus Diamondbacks. That doesn't make any sense. That's a weird stat right there. I think that was after the All-Star break. Pretty sure. Yeah. Maybe not, though. What am I talking about? And then our Snakes bring in A.J. Puck, 6 games. His last 6 games, 7 innings pitched, only 1 hit, no earned runs, 2 walks, 12 Ks for the .43 WHIP. He had a loss on June 17th. Puck is 4-0, 7 olds, and hasn't allowed an earned run. People are hitting .064 against him with a 183 OPS, 30 Ks in his last 19 2/3 innings pitched. Good job, Snakes. Look out.
That feels good.
The Snakes are coming.
That feels good.
And for the Corona Extra Player of the Ep, this is a guy who I don't know if I owe an apology to. Okay. I don't know if I owe him an apology because at one point I said, hey, guys, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. might just be a 770 to 800 OPS guy. And that is a fine player at the big league level. We put so many expectations on this guy. He had a massive year, and I believe it was 2021. Sometimes guys have career years, and maybe he's settling into being the 770 to 800 OPS guy, which, again, is a very fine baseball player. Vladimir Guerrero cut his hair and said, shove that up your you-know-what. For these last 2 weeks, 23 for 47, hitting .489, 6 doubles, 7 home runs, 15 runs driven in, 15 runs scored, 8 walks for the 1.6. Jake, I'm going to break it down even more than that.
Okay.
At the end of April, he was hitting .229 with a 678 OPS, and people were, down on everybody, right? And they kept saying that. That's, I think, right around the time where I said, hey, guys, maybe he's just a 770 OPS guy. It's okay. Since then, since May 1st through July 31st, 300 at-bats, 103 hits, 18 homers, 59 runs driven in. He's hitting .343 with a .403 and a .593 for a .996, Jake. He's back to those numbers. He's back to elite status numbers with the bat. And you know what? I'm happy for the guy.
Yeah.
All the pressure in the world on him. Performing. He's got one more year there in Toronto. What's his extension going to look like? What's his contract going to look like? Vladimir Guerrero Jr., you're a Corona Extra Player of the app, and you've been doing it pretty much all season long, dude. So, snaps.
Shout out Corona. Go get yours at ordercorona.com. 21 plus. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports. Link in the description. Goes great with the baseball game. And yeah, man, Vladdy, we've talked about it a little bit, but that, man, just the whole scope of everything, the popcorn quote, and then there's just something, like, we're watching a Hall of Famer's son be on a Hall of Fame path. Like, my God. And yeah, I just looked to see if it was a thing. There is a Reddit post on it. Vladdy, since cutting the hair, 1.2 OPS, and that's 34 games. I don't know. Does anything
change?
Does anything matter in this life?
What's going to happen when you cut your hair?
You're right. It's one way or the other. One way. Don't like that. Trevor, amazing job. So there's a reason it's the best segment of the show. IL, I think I'm going to IL, and I Chef Dalton brew up something, just some trade piece stats, just to see, like you mentioned with AJ Puck. I mean, those are impact innings to the Snakes that they've felt immediately. In the IL, you feel immediately too, because placed on the IL, John Gray. Don't like that for Texas. A couple relievers, McGill and Schreiber, Stephen Kolek as well. Brock Stewart for your Twinkies. Man, Anthony Rendon, that is tough to see. Christian Walker, we know that the Snakes changed their deadline a little bit because of that oblique. Lance Lynn with a knee. Jordan Westberg goes down, which I think is what gave the opportunity to young Jackson Holliday. Returning from the
Kobe Mayo.
Excuse me. Returning from the IL, Cody Bellinger. How about that? Bailey Falter, your guy, Josh Young for the Texas Rangers. Could that be something we look back in a month or so? Giancarlo, let the rhythm take you over, Giancarlo. Stanton back for the Yanks. And then, hey, a couple trade notes. Lane Thomas has come in with a 3 for 8 for the Guard Dogs. Obviously, you mentioned Jazz Chisholm. Randy's 6 for 19. Austin Hayes, 5 for 21. Tanny Jansen, 4 for 7. Trevor Rogers got knocked around on his first start. Michael Kopech, 1 inning, 3 strikeouts, and that's obvious. Jason Adam and Carlos Estevez have been clean. Puck has been clean. Sir Anthony has been clean. And now we'll get to see the starts of Flaherty, Kikuchi, Fetty, Montas, and some others. Love seeing that instant impact. Oh, we got a new toy. Let's see how it plays. Speaking of playing, can we start everyone's weekend?
Awards!
Trev?
I love that you did the trade piece stats. That's a nice addition right there.
Like
Bob.
that?
Nice job, Dalt. Where'd you go? Am I going first?
Yeah.
My award is called A Star is Born Award. And I don't know, it was an old movie, I think, with Barbara Streisand and somebody else. I don't know who the other person was in that movie. And it got remade, and what's his name?
Ritchik. Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Right, yeah, Bradley Cooper.
Not Riley Cooper. Bradley
Not
Cooper.
Riley Cooper.
Riley Cooper,
Cooper's
that
out.
fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's out.
Bradley Cooper, you're good looking, and all of a sudden now you can sing, and you're like making out with Lady Gaga at an award show. Don't love that. Okay, relax a little bit. Dating supermodels, like you're the guy in The Hangover and Wedding Crashers. Now all of a sudden you're this Academy Award winning actor. Stop, man.
Great career.
Yeah, no, he's that's just me being jealous.
Wet Hot American Summer.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's good. So yeah, they remake the movie, and I don't know if you know the premise of the movie, Jake, but in it, Lady Gaga plays Barbara Streisand's character from the original, and Lady Gaga, she's I think she's a bartender or a waitress or something like that, but this girl's got
Trying to
pipes on
make
her.
it. Trying to make it.
Trying to make it in the music industry, catches Bradley Cooper's eye. He hears the voice. They kind of fall in love. He invites her out to a show, and she gets on stage, and she just crushes it. And it's honestly, I love watching the movie because I love music, like performances, and she just nails it in this movie. Bradley Cooper is pretty good too. I'll give it to him. For being like an actor, like all of a sudden playing a country star, he did a good job. But Lady Gaga is Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
So in the movie, as you'd imagine, like she gets some applause, and then she gets some notoriety, and then all of a sudden, Jake, she's too big for old Riley Cooper.
Wow.
She's moving on. She becomes
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. Why do I keep saying Riley Cooper? Stop. I don't like Riley Cooper.
Canceled.
He's out. Him and P. Diddy out.
Out of the show.
Bradley Cooper. She gets too big for Bradley Cooper. She starts doing her own things. A Star is Born.
Right.
That's the name of the movie, right? If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I think I just ruined it for you.
Yeah, maybe. No, you're good.
I mean, in the title.
Right.
It says A Star is Born. You understand that. It's incredible. The music performances are awesome. I also just love Lady Gaga. It's a bathtub scene. Whatever. It is what it is. In the big leagues, I believe a star is being born, Jake. Now, you kind of already know where I'm going with this, so I'm going to preface this with, I'm going to ask the audience that's listening right now. If I was to ask you, in the month of July, who led the big leagues in homers, what would you say?
The month of July, who led the big league in homers?
Yeah.
Man, feels like something I should know. Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge did not lead the big leagues in homers in the month of July that I can tell. How many did he hit?
Enough to party.
Oh, he hit 8. No, he did not.
Okay.
Oh, you might say Eugenio Suarez, who we know
Right.
I mentioned. He hit 10.
10.
Right? You could be thinking of Lawrence Butler, who I thought was going to win AL Player of the Month until Bobby Witt Jr. happened.
Yeah.
He hit 10. Brenton Doyle tied with Brent Rooker. So the big show for Brents.
The Brents.
Brenton Doyle hit 11 homers in the month of July. Jake, he drove in 27 runs in the month of July. We are seeing a star being born. On the year, the guy's hitting 269, 330, 473, 4, an 803 OPS. He got into the 8s. He's got 18 homers. He's got 21 steals. So he's going to have a 2020 season, all while playing Gold Glove outfield in center field. Outs above average among center fielders. He's 4th in all of the big leagues with 9. There's other stats. You can talk about UZR. He's 1st in UZR. Like, he is a bona fide defensive weapon who steals bags, and now all of a sudden is hitting homers. Last year was his first year in the league, Jake. He was a pup, man.
Yeah.
Didn't know what's going on. Hit 203, 250, 343 for a 593 OPS. 54 OPS plus. Not great. Won the Gold Glove because finally we've figured out how to separate defense from offense in this game. This year is a different story. He's settled in. Again, the numbers are now sitting at 269, 330, 473 for an 803 OPS, 116 OPS plus. He's going to be a 2020 guy. He's playing center field. Do the Rockies have a core moving forward? And my answer to that is I think they do. Now, can they just figure it out? I don't know. A star is born. Brenton Doyle is becoming a star in this game of baseball. Go out and check center fielders' offensive stats. How many times have we done this on the show? They're not good.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of guys that can play center field and hit. It's Aaron Judge and basically Brenton Doyle.
Yeah.
That's about it. So my A Star is Born award goes to our guy out there in Colorado, Brenton Doyle.
Are you saying born weird? Or is there like a joke there? There's a couple boring that I didn't know if you were saying like he was a boring star.
Born.
Okay.
I don't know.
For my bookkeeping, born.
Like
the same title
A
as
Star is Born.
A Star is Born.
Okay, I didn't know if there was like another level to it because that's
now we're making fun of my accent.
No,
just wordplay's a big part of awards.
Sorry.
You're so creative. Sometimes I can't keep up. We're gonna have to hit up Kelsey.
Boring.
We're gonna have to hit up Kelsey because Shepherd University, which I'm a college sports nerd, not in my book. He's the only. Well, there were 3 players that went to Shepherd University that played Major League Baseball. Lefty Willis in 25, Cecil Perkins for 2 games in 67, and then Frank Funk played 138 games in the early 60s.
Hit the IC all night long.
Here's Brenton Doyle. I mean, that's crazy, Trevor. And Rocky fans, I think they were mad at us one month that Brenton Doyle didn't win the All-JM. And maybe they're rightfully so, because if someone was doing this on one of the big teams, they'd be screaming about Brenton Doyle with an OPS in the 8s, which you just talked about. That's a tasty feeling. Never mind the defense he plays out there. And yeah, man, I know it's early for talking rocks, but Toglia is doing something he's showing some things at third base. Zeke Tovar. Ryan McMahon is here to stay. So there's some pieces, some normal concerns about the pitching. I'm glad you're highlighting Brenton Doyle. And I need Jack Doyle to get a Brenton Doyle jersey ASAP. Great award, Trev.
Thank you.
I'm going to take a stab at my award with the Take a Stab at It award. Trev, I mentioned the trade deadline, guys, and how, these pieces come in and make an impact. Like Jazz Chisholm right now, it feels like he saved the Yankees season, which, there's a lot of other moving parts there, but Jazz gets a lot of the credit. There's one guy I left out of the trade deadline acquisitions and how they've done, because he's going to get my award. Because he's a guy with 18 career WAR. That's a really good career. He's a guy that had a homecoming at the deadline. And he's a guy that hit a grand slam in his homecoming return. Tommy MF Pham, dude, who has just become a trade deadline vagabond. Hey, you need a corner outfielder to get on base, probably give you an 800 OPS at the deadline. Well, here's 36-year-old Tommy Pham, who, go check out how he's running. Tommy Pham doesn't move like he's 36. Tommy Pham, he's still got some juice to him, man. And, a piece that got thrown in that big three-way trade that, if you're a young guy, you're like, ooh, Miguel Vargas, he might go, or Kopech. Fetty and his value in that deal. Tommy Pham, plug him and play him. Here's your right-handed bat. Remember he was in the middle of the Snakes lineup for their World Series run?
I do remember that.
And here's Tommy Pham now with the St. Louis Cardinals, who, if they get in the mix, don't be surprised if Tommy Pham is in the mix for the Cardinals' end-of-season run or postseason run. And I said take a stab at it because there's some wordplay in there, which I actually I got nervous to bring up because am I scared of Tommy Pham? A little bit. I see him liking some stuff on Instagram that I like. And I don't know. Didn't you and Tommy Pham frequented that same?
Oh, Pacers? I've been there a few times for bachelor parties, yeah.
Right. And that's where Tommy Pham did get stabbed, which, I don't know. I feel bad for the knife at this point. Like, fuck, man. So a little love to Tommy Pham at the end of this.
6 hits and 10 at-bats. Yeah, he's just, his last year was 2018 in St. Louis, and now back bopping with the boys.
Yeah.
I mean, that, the opposite field grand slam, that's a poke, bro. You got to be really strong to do that. And clearly he is.
Tommy, I'll update you. Tommy Pham, really strong.
Yeah, he is. He is. Hey, go Cardinals, man. I'm all about it. You make the trade, you add at the deadline. Like, that's what we're talking about. Remember where they were at the first month of the year. We were burying them.
Gibby and Pham, man. I mean, your fingerprints are all over this Cardinals team.
No, I don't have any fingerprints on Tommy Pham. I think I said what's up to him one time. He just stared at me blankly.
Yeah.
Like, he probably thought, I want to kill this guy.
The dugout's hype. The perfect rental. Everyone, it's August. Dog days. Go check out your new trade pieces if they're pitching this weekend. Go check out some ball. Get a little AC. It's getting hot.
Getting hot.
And we'll see you on Monday. Chick sucks. Giddy out.
Riley Cooper?
So out.
He's out. He's been out. It's not me for not knowing Bradley Cooper's name. Like, I obviously am a fan of his.
Right.
There's one movie he's in where he takes his pill and just goes crazy.
Never saw that, but I wanted to.
Check it out.
Yeah,
you should watch it.